Secondly, our party has led people through two historical periods of building socialism, before the reform and opening up, and afterwards. These two periods are interrelated. They also had significant differences, but in essence, they were both practical explorations made by our party in leading the people in socialist construction. Socialism with Chinese characteristics was first initiated in the period of reform and opening up. However, it was during the New China era that the basic socialist system was built, and so socialism with Chinese characteristics could have only been initiated upon this 20-year foundation of socialist construction. To correctly understand this issue, we must first grasp 3 points. First, if our party did not decisively decide to implement reform and opening up in 1978, unswervingly promote reform and opening up, and staunchly grasp the correct direction of reform and opening up, socialist China might not have been in the favourable situation it is today. It may be facing serious crises, perhaps even the sort of crises faced by the Soviet Union and the countries of Eastern Europe. Crises which brought about the death of their parties and their states. Yet if New China was never established in 1949 and we did not pursue socialist revolution and construction at that time, then the prerequisite ideological, material and institutional wherewithal needed to smoothly implement reform and opening up would have never acclimated. We needed those experiences, both the positive and the negative ones. Secondly, even though the guidance, policy, and actual work of building socialism in these two historical eras had large differences, they are by no means cut off from each other, much less inherently antithetical to each other. In the midst of building practical socialism, our party put forth many correct propositions, but at that time these propositions were not implemented. Only after the reform and opening up were they fully carried out. In the future, these concepts will need to be both adhered to and further developed. Like Marx said long ago, quote, "Men make their own history, but they do not make it as they please. They do not make it under self-selected circumstances, but under circumstances existing already, given and transmitted from the past." End quote. Third, we must correctly evaluate the historical period that came before the reform and opening up. We cannot use the post-reform period to repudiate the pre-reform period, nor can we repudiate the post-reform period with the history of the pre-reform era. The exploration of socialist practice before reform and opening up created the necessary conditions for the exploration of socialist practice after reform and opening up. Our explorations of socialist practice in the post-reform era are a continuation and development of what came before. Thus, in regard to the exploration of socialist practice both before reform and before opening up, we should adhere to the ideological line of seeking truth from facts, clearly distinguish the essential from the non-essential, adhere to the truth, correct errors, develop our experiences, and draw lessons from it. On this foundation, we can continue to push forward the cause of the party and the people. The reason why I emphasize this problem is because it is a major political issue. If it is not handled well, it will have serious political consequences. As one ancient said, quote, "To destroy a people, we must first destroy their history," end quote. Hostile forces at home and abroad often write essays on the history of the Chinese Revolution or of New China, doing all in their power to smear and vilify that era. Their fundamental purpose is to confuse the hearts of the people. They aim to incite them into overthrowing both the Communist Party of China's leadership and the socialist system of our country. Why did the Soviet Union disintegrate? Why did the Communist Party of the Soviet Union fall to pieces? An important reason is that in the ideological domain, competition is fierce. to completely repudiate the historical experience of the Soviet Union, to repudiate the history of the CPSU, to repudiate Lenin, to repudiate Stalin, was to wreak chaos in the Soviet ideology and engage in historical nihilism. It caused party organizations at all levels to barely have any function whatsoever. It robbed the party of its leadership, of its military. In the end, the CPSU, as great a party as it was, scattered like a flock of frightened beasts. The Soviet Union, as great a country it was shattered into a dozen pieces. This is the lesson from the past. Comrade Deng Xiaoping pointed out, quote, "The banner of Mao Zedong thought cannot be discarded. Throwing this banner out negates the glorious history of our party. Generally speaking, our party's history is still a glorious one. Although our party has made some large mistakes in its history, including in the 30 years since the founding of the People's Republic, even mistakes as large as the Cultural Revolution, in the end it was our party that made the revolution successful. China's status in the world was significantly improved after the founding of the People's Republic of China. Only the founding of the People's Republic of China enabled us, a big country with a population of nearly 1/4 the Earth's total, to stand up and stand strong in the world." End quote. He also emphasized, quote, "The appraisal of Comrade Mao and the exegesis of Mao Zedong thought does not solely touch upon the personal issues of Comrade Mao. These things cannot be cut away from the entire history of our party and our country. To grasp this is to grasp everything. This is not just an intellectual issue, it is a political issue as well. And it is a great political issue both here and at home." End quote. This is the vision of a great Marxist politician. Just think, if at the time of reform Comrade Mao had been completely repudiated, would our party still be standing? Would our country's system of socialism still be standing? And if it were not still standing, what would we have? A world of chaos. Therefore, correctly handling the relationship between the socialist practice and exploitation, both before reform and opening up and after, cannot be seen as a mere historical issue. It is a political one. To better understand this, I recommend you all take the time to read the resolution on certain questions in the history of our party since the founding of the People's Republic of China.